it's something I think is worth remembering. Or maybe it's the first time you heard it or figured it out. The idea that nobody knows what's going on at the end of the day. You know, if it was clear, if you could figure it out, you know, people would know and get the message out. Of course, there's going to be certain people that say Jesus is the way, but given the fact that, you know, there's however many there are denominations of Protestantism in America alone, shows that it's, you know, not something that's very cut and dry. I was watching this show on Netflix that just came out, docuseries, whatever you want to call it, called The Program, about a school or program, whatever, for bad kids, and a lot of controversy around abuse, mistreating children, blah, blah, blah. Got shut down. This girl went there, goes back, makes a documentary. And I actually went to like a boarding school kind of like that. But it wasn't as intense as the one in the on the Netflix show. But it just reminded me of, you know, these people talking about, oh, these things that were so terrible, blah, blah, blah. But it's terrible compared to what? Like, what is the bar? What is the definition of normalcy that we compare things to? Because it seems to always be changing. And I think that's why it's been useful to learn more about history and to read and learn stuff, is because you realize how much crazy shit is going on and how much crazy shit has gone on and how much of life is just an absolute shit show. Life is suffering, as the Buddhists say. And I think it's just like, for me, so much shit didn't make sense when I was younger. I thought there was something wrong with me. Like I didn't like school. I didn't like religion. My parents were religious. I grew up religious, going to church. And, you know, I thought a lot of it was gobbledygook. And, you know, I think there's something wrong with me. And then, you know, you rebel to a certain extent. Then I grow up and I start doing some of my own research, my own reading. And it's just like, yeah, a lot of this is gobbledygook. Going to school, you sit in a desk all day learning hogwash. Same thing at church. And I think that's why I think there's this video of Russell Brand who he's talking about you have to have a relationship with the divine. He was interpreting the verse in the Bible where God says, "You shall have no other gods before me." And he goes, what I think that means is that you have to have a relationship with divinity, and you have to worship divinity as best as you can. You know, it's going to be different for different people, or else you are going to worship the profane, because we are people that worships. And I think that's really just the main thing, is that the main thing that I'm trying to convey is that I want to encourage others to just keep going and try and find that connection. Because for me personally, reading about people who've really been through some shit, people in prisons, gulags, concentration camps, people who have been through way much harder stuff than me, and what they learned and what they've learned about themselves through those experiences, and how they were able to make sense of it all, was really helpful for me. And I've never been in a concentration camp or anything like that. But right now I am in some area between Wilmington, Delaware, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, biking. Onward and upward.